First and foremost, we're going to start off by saying, Call Allah, Yahweh, Hashem, Shai. That's all praise to the Most High God of Israel, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. We are the SICARII, San Francisco sect, preaching peace and prosperity to the 12 tribes of Israel, known as the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, scattered to the four corners of the world, and predominantly in the Western Hemisphere. And same lesson as last week, man. Trying to bring our people back into repentance, man, and coming back to this truth and knowledge of the Bible, and telling our people to wake up because we're going through perilous times, right? You know what I'm saying? We're trying to alert our people and let our people know that prophecy is being unfolded right now. And it's time for our people to come back to the Most High God and His Son, Yahweh, who the world calls Christ, so we can receive this reward and this promise that He had promised our forefathers since the times of antiquity, man. Right? And the reason why we're not receiving those rewards or those promises is because we haven't been doing what the Most High God has commanded us to do, right? Or told us to do, right? For the last few centuries, thousands of years, we haven't been doing what the Most High God wanted us to do, right? So, yeah, we're gonna go for the brother right here. Hey, DR, what's going on with that brother right there? Christ of all races? All right, well, let's talk to you real quick, brother. All right? Hey, so brother, I got a question. I got a question for you. I got a question for you, brother. Right? What's he saying, DR? Okay, that's fine. You don't got to be on camera. We can me and you can just have a dialogue, bro. Right? Because this is our thing with our people, right? And the idea of Christ being all races and stuff like that, right? Well, Christ is this whole ideology of Christ being all races. If Christ was all races, right, then why did the people who came over and gave us this image of Christ, why did they make him a white man, right? Why didn't they just make him a rainbow or as the Bible tells us not to make even images of the holy beings, right? So why did they pick a white man to depict as Christ, right? If Christ is all races, right? I'm trying to, but the brother don't want to. Hey, brother, what's going on with you, bro? How you doing, bro? You blessed? All praises. You know anything about this information that we up here teaching?
I do.
Okay, what do you know about it?
I'm Indian.
You Indian? You Native American?
No, I'm Indian. I'm Creek.
You Creek?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I meant when I was saying, like, Native American. I know both of those are labels and terms that we were given, but yeah, you Creek?
Yes,
Yeah, exactly. Even Indian is a label term, right? That's another way that they called us, if I remember correctly, it goes back to the word savage, right?
Savage, right.
Right, so, you said you're Creek, right?
Yeah,
Huh? Oklahoma? Hey, well, look at that, man. I just found my brother, I think, man, right? So you said you Creek?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What tribe from the Creek? Because you got the five nations of the Creeks, right? That's civilized nations, right? You Cherokee, you said? Cherokee? Okay, from Oklahoma. Okay. Okay, maybe not. He might not be a Reubenite, right? But I'll give you a little bit of information on that, right? So you ever heard about the so-called Native Americans going back to the Israelites of the Bible?
Native Americans?
Yeah, or the Indians, right? Like you said it, right?
Mongolians, you mean? The Mongolians?
No. The actual Native American. Well, let's start right here, right? Because you mentioned the Mongolian, right? All right. Because I just want to be clear on something, right? When you said the Mongolians, are you referring to the Native Americans that look like this, brother?
Yes. For the Asians.
The Asians?
Yeah.
All right. Let me show you something, brother. Let me show you something, right? Because are you under the idea of we're the Aborigines, as they call it? We're the first Native Americans. Let me show you something, right? Give me that clock up. The American Indians, right?
Yes.
So a lot of people like to say, oh, those are Mongolians, those are Asians, stuff like that, right? Because of their features, right? With the slanted eyes and all this and that, right?
Yeah, where they come from?
Well, they were already over here, right? But we're gonna go into the information on it.
The Bering Strait.
Sir. Are you familiar with what tribe is that in West Africa? You know the tribe in West Africa has those same eyes?
Yeah, the Cochins.
Are they Asians?
No.
So is it the features or is it just a genetic feature or a genetic trait?
It's the landmass. Where they from?
Sir, I'm talking about the West Africans
Okay.
that have those same eyes.
Right.
Are they Asians?
Well, no.
Okay, so you're saying they're Asian. That doesn't mean that.
We're the originals.
Who's the original?
Us.
Who's us?
Aboriginals.
What does that mean?
We're the originals on the planet Earth. You know
I
what
mean, that's great, but there's other races, right?
Right.
Okay,
And
then.
it
So
came from us.
I'm telling you that the people that you're saying that they have chinky eyes, that's a West African trait.
Right.
And you know, everybody
Oceans,
knows that, right?
South Africa to the Oceans. Yeah.
Sir, I'm talking about West Africa. I'm talking about South Africa. I'm talking about West Africa.
That's right.
That's the most diverse place in the world.
Right.
There's albinos there. There's people that look like quote-unquote Asians. They're a little bit melanated. Meaning that those quote-unquote native Indians that you're saying that they're Mongols, they're not Mongols.
What are they?
First of all, they're indigenous to the Americans.
They are?
You believe in the Bering Strait?
I do.
Can you prove that's the actual, like, thing?
Research. Study.
Sir, man, can you wait a little bit? Give me that article real quick. Cause I got to debunk what you're talking about. Cause this is a narrative that is being pushed right now. Are you a Moor? You consider a Moor? American Indian? That's great. But you're claiming that these people that have been here for quite some time, thousands of years, they're not original to this land. They came from Asia, which is not true.
The Aztecs, the Olmecs, the Toltecs, they're copper colored. They're the
I mean, of
people,
course they
right?
are.
Right.
That's not.
The original people of Mexico are this color.
That's not true.
They're not Spanish.
Bro, sir, that's not true.
They're not Spanish.
Bring out the article, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Let's bring this out. Go ahead. You got it already? What you got? Go ahead.
This is History Denver Library, right? It says, in late October, the explorers decided to stop for the winter and build a small fort near the villages of two Native American tribes, the Mandan and Hidasta. The tribesmen had never seen anyone like York. They believed that the brown on his skin would wash away.
What?
The brown on his skin, York was named Big Medicine, and the people of the tribe admired him.
So it's basically saying when they went on this expedition, they never saw a dark-skinned person before. The Native Americans. Can you explain?
Who's that from?
Read it again.
No, who's the author?
This is the article. This is the Denver Library. These are scholars. Sir, who wrote the article? Because now you're trying to make it seem like it's not real. And then show them that painting. Show them that painting. Yeah, I got it. Who's that from?
It says Genealogy, African American and Western History Resources, Denver Public Library. York by Margaret Lacerino.
Margaret LaSerena. Yeah, she's researching.
So you're saying that the Native Americans?
Native Americans was black people. They've never seen a dark-skinned person.
Right.
That's what they said to the researchers, which is black people. Or the black person with this Native American
And you believe that?
Is it a lie?
You believe that?
Of course I do. Look at the painting.
All right. No, great.
Great. Do you believe in archaeology?
I do.
Okay, look at this. Show me, look at this.
Are they white?
Absolutely not. Everybody knows they're not white. Come on, bro.
So this is the Codex Mendoza. You said that the Aztecs were black, right?
No, they're copper colored.
Copper colored people.
Yeah.
What is copper colored people, bro?
Our color.
Just your color. Just your
No,
color.
no. Our color, right here.
Just it varies, right?
That copper? This skin color copper? Him right here, my brother.
Yeah.
That's copper? All right, sure. So Native Americans can have that skin tone.
Yes,
They
sir.
didn't have that skin tone, right?
Our Asians have skin tone.
Darker.
Asians.
Yes, they're darker.
The Mongols are what?
They're
You
darker.
gotta be consistent, brother. The Mongols,
The Filipinos are dark skinned.
I mean, they're melanated, yeah, of course.
Yes.
But those are the same Asians, though. They don't have those eyes.
The Hawaiians, they're dark skinned.
Of course they are.
The Australians, they're dark skinned.
I mean, the originals, of course.
Hello?
But that's not the
So what's
point you're
the point,
making. You're making the point that the Native Americans that were here, that are on the reservations now, are Mongols.
That's exactly.
That's the point you're trying to make. We don't agree with that.
They're Indians. They're
No,
Indians.
no, they're not.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Okay. What's your opinion?
No, they're not.
So this is the Codex Mendoza drawn by an indigenous man. This is drawn by an indigenous man. Look at how many different skin tones that they have, bro.
And this is where? What is
This
that?
is a Codex Mendoza drawn by an indigenous man of the machine. No. The Mexica who are the Aztecs. So, like, this is this narrative right now that the original indigenous people were black people. We understand that these skin colors vary. Great, that's great. I'm not discrediting that.
Right.
But the brothers that actually ran away from slavery and went into indigenous, went into indigenous tribes and they took them in and gave them leadership positions. They came in later, bro.
Right.
Told you that though. That we were
That's
enslaved.
history.
Oh, so
What? So you don't believe in slave ship?
It was taught to us.
Are you saying black people didn't come on slave ship?
Fuck
Dan
no.
Holloway shit, bro.
Wow.
It's all that Dan Holloway shit.
No.
So black people didn't come on slave ship.
Reverse. What
Oh,
ship set? What ship
they're
set?
cargo ships. You know what cargo ships are?
Where they at though?
They're still on the sea. They're cargo ships, sir.
Okay, brother, I appreciate that, man. Thank y'all, man. Every day at school, man. Keep on studying, brother. Keep on studying.
So, do you believe to tell me that the white man enslaved you in your own land and you didn't do nothing about it?
They had guns. We had arrows.
The Seminoles, wait a minute, did the Seminoles defeat the army in Florida?
The Redskins did too.
So why did the rest of the tribes do it?
Well,
They had bows and arrows, right?
but they had gunpowder though, bro.
Did the Seminoles have gunpowder?
Of course. Yes, sir.
They were shooting back?
You know how though?
How?
Come on, man. I'm a Tom back then. Sellouts, you know what I mean? Traitors.
I'm talking about the Seminoles that defeated the army.
They had guns.
The Seminoles had guns.
Yeah, they had guns too.
So the other native Indians didn't know how to defend themselves. They didn't have guns, right?
So, they had guns too.
I'm just asking you how they lose it
We had a number, bro. We had a
in your
number.
own land.
Yes. They brought.
That makes sense.
They brought thousands of Europeans here. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the 19, 20, 1800s, that time on ships. Europeans.
Sir.
Lots of them. Dutch.
Sir.
Research, brother. Research.
So what happened is, so wait a minute, what happened 400 years earlier? Because the conquistadors came in the 1400s. You're talking about the 1800s.
Right.
Of course they came in the 1800s after they conquered this land.
Right.
Their independence day was what, 1776? So they were already here before that. You're talking about 1800s. They conquered them all up and through that time frame.
Exactly.
Okay then, so you're saying that they only conquered them in 1800s and they outnumbered them in the 1800s? Of course they did, because they conquered them 300 years earlier.
Right.
So you're trying to make a point that the Seminoles and the Native American, or some of the Seminoles had guns, a few of the Native American tribes had guns.
We
They couldn't do.
We don't have guns though, bro.
That's my point.
Right.
So you're saying only the Seminoles won because they had guns,
Right.
but you're saying they outnumbered you guys after that.
You guys.
The natives in Oklahoma, or whatever the case may be, because the Seminoles are in Oklahoma. You're saying that they outnumbered you guys in the 1800s. I'm saying they conquered you before that.
They did too.
They didn't outnumber you before that.
Right.
They brought diseases to you,
But
and they tricked you, and they made you sign paperwork because they wanted to land.
us on our own land.
There's no slave ship.
My grandma's birth certificate, Indian, the color, to Negro, to African American.
Of course, of course.
So yeah.
But you're trying to say everybody here was original, there was no slave ship. Of course there was slave ship.
The
If you believe that though,
Listen,
hey man, that's
listen,
what you folks.
and plus the racial purity act, the racial purity act was only in Virginia. Did you understand?
Integrity Act.
The racial integrity act was only in Virginia. You understand that, right? So only in Virginia did they classify indigenous, the Indians as Negro. That was only in Virginia. So this argument that Dan Calloway's Virginians, it's trash, bro. Look, listen. Because why is it? Listen, why is it?
Mayo say that. Kurt Mayo. My boy.
He's trash too.
Okay.
Because he's teaching garbage also. Why is this argument? Because why is this argument only happening here in America?
So you believe
Why is this argument only happening here in the United States of America and not through all Latin America and the Caribbean? That the original indigenous were black people. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that?
So are you saying that black people only from Africa?
Absolutely, they came later with
Of
slavery.
course not. The Australians, the Hawaiians.
We're not
We're not
Australians.
talking
African
about
Americans
them.
are
They're
Australians.
dark skinned, no. They're dark skinned.
We're talking about the
You're changing the
people
subject.
that were in captivity here in the Americas.
I don't believe that. I've done too much studying, brother. I respect you.
They teach us, man.
I respect you, bro, but I done some studies, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't believe that.
Caramel.
So what was the civilization before the white man came?
What? Here? Niji.
Excuse me?
The Niji. We're Niji. Look back in Indians. We've been here.
Well, who were the Aztecs then?
The Aztecs.
Yeah, right.
It's the same thing. Choctaw, Cherokee, Olmecs, Toltecs.
The Olmecs weren't our people.
We've been here.
The Olmecs weren't our
They
people.
got faces and everything. They got
I
no.
mean, sure.
We've been here.
Africans have that same feature.
Okay? Yeah.
Do Australians have that same feature?
They do.
Are those our people?
They are.
Oh, so you're a Pan-Africanist.
I'm not.
Of course, they're African, right?
They're Australian.
Are they African? Everybody comes from Africa, right? You said that earlier.
Of course not.
So they were already there.
Already there.
So was there like a Pangea? Do you believe in Pangea?
I do.
So how'd they get to Australia if it's a whole separate continent in the middle of the ocean?
So here's the thing, right? You know, we're everywhere, bro.
That's not what I'm asking.
Africa isn't the father of civilization.
I mean, fine, that's great.
Right.
I'm talking about the Australians, though.
They've been there.
But how they get there if they're in the middle of the ocean on an island?
I'm not God. I don't know. Do you know?
I just told you.
Okay.
Pangea. So,
Well, you're there though.
sir, you believe? You say what's wrong with you? You say you believe in Pangea.
I do.
So what's Pangea about?
Traveling, migrating.
No. What?
What's it about?
Pangea was when everything was one continent, and then the continents broke up.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're all right. You're all right. Okay. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, like you talking about you studying it. Come on, brother. You talking about,
Yeah.
you can't be saying you study it and I know what that is.
I forgot, bro.
Not a problem. That's what I'm telling you. If they're on an island in the middle of the ocean, I believe in Pangea.
Right.
That everybody was in one big landmass and it
Spread
broke
out?
apart.
Okay.
And the land broke apart through the earthquake. It says that in the Bible.
Okay.
We believe in the Bible. Do you believe in the Bible actually? We didn't leave to address that yet.
Oh, man. I don't.
You know?
I don't.
What's your spiritual system?
I believe in the aspects of the universe.
In the universe?
Yeah.
Who created the universe?
The Great Spirit.
Okay, I agree. And that's the God of the Bible. That's what
They say Yahweh or Jehovah or, you know, but
that's
spirit though.
where's that name come from?
Hebrew.
Great. Who spoke Hebrew?
Spoke Hebrew
So the indigenous people of America spoke Hebrew.
in the beginning, I think.
Give me my book. Watch this. Now I gotta get you more information. Because the people
Yahweh is Tetragrammaton for
Yahweh.
Yatu. No, it's Yatu.
Yahweh is the Hebrew word.
Yatu-Wahu. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it
exactly.
means- right.
It's a
and
broken
what
Hebrew.
it means is that it's the essence of God. You know what I mean? You know, it is like
Well, the name means he exists. The existing. The natives call him the Great Spirit.
yeah,
Yeah.
he or she though. In that spirit. Ain't a man or woman.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Huh?
I mean, I know what the indigenous natives say or whatever. I mean, you want to call yourself a native or what do you call yourself actually? Creek.
I'm a red stick, man.
That's fine,
Yeah,
brother.
I'm a
That's
red
fine.
stick. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. What is this?
Hebrew.
It's Paleo Hebrew, right? Where was this found at?
In the pyramids.
No, it's New Mexico.
Okay.
So who wrote this? This is Paleo Hebrew in New Mexico. Huh?
David Allen.
No, I'm talking about this rock.
Oh, I'm not sure.
The Native Indians wrote it in New Mexico. But what is this written though? This is the Ten Commandments. Why did
I ain't
natives
read that
write?
right there. I ain't read that part there yet.
But I'm saying just the artifact itself. This is the artifact on the side of a huge rock.
Okay, what's it say?
It says the Ten Commandments on it from the Bible. So you're saying the people that were originally here, they come on slave ships. How they learn about the Ten Commandments? How they learn about the Ten Commandments?
Some of this shit, bro, it's been copywritten.
Sir, we're talking about the artifacts, sir.
I'm just
We're talking about the artifacts.
okay.
You can't make up an artifact. This is not even a language that's spoken.
The
language.
Europeans can.
They don't speak this language. They don't write this language.
Bro, they can go out and shoot the
They
Europeans,
were-
man.
they-
They can twist
sir,
it around
sir,
and
they don't-
add something to
they
it,
don't-
take something off of it.
No. First of all,
Europeans can do all kind of shit, bro.
sir, this was found in New Mexico before the white man came.
Okay.
The white man didn't write this.
And you believe in that? What?
Sir, we're talking about artifacts. Literature. Literature can obviously be manipulated oh, you don't believe in the Bible. Guess what? The people that were here, that you're saying are indigenous here, they practice biblical culture because they are the people of the book from Israel. They both came from Israel.
But if you understand the Bible, you know,
I
and
said the Bible. We're
you
teaching
know,
the Bible
and,
here. We haven't got to it yet, but
and King James, he was
a black king.
all right. And,
I got the information. I brought it out last week. You want to get the book? I got the book.
Okay.
Give me my book.
and what did he write?
He didn't write anything. He wrote a book on demonology to his sons and things like that. He didn't write the Bible, though.
Okay.
He didn't write the Bible.
Who did?
The Israelites wrote the Bible.
What else to do it though?
Sir, hundreds of people wrote the Bible over the course of 2,000 to 3,000 years. All right, listen, brother. You're not familiar with the information.
I am.
No, you're not. Who wrote the Bible? Did the white man write the Bible?
So the Bible.
Sir, the Vatican did not exist when the Bible was being written, bro.
The Bible is being translated off the hieroglyphics, bro, off the wall.
What hieroglyphs? Excuse me?
Off the Egyptian walls.
Show me the hieroglyphs. Show me that. Show me the hieroglyphs where the Bible. This is crazy. No, read that again for this brother while he's looking that up, because that's crazy. The Vatican trick. So the Vatican went to Egypt. They can't even translate the Meta Nature. Who translated the Meta Nature?
Hebrews.
They don't speak Meta Nature.
Let me see.
Sir, you just saying stuff right
Hold
now.
on.
This is crazy. Read.
Let me see.
Right, so it says the following excerpts are from the expedition's official report. This is York's expedition. October 9th, 1804. The object which...
Wait a minute, this is 1804, the time you said you guys got outnumbered. Read.
The object which appeared to astonish the Indians most was Captain Clark's servant slave, York, a remarkable, stout, strong Negro.
York was a remarkable, stout, strong Negro. 1804, what happened?
What's a Negro?
A dark-skinned person.
Oh,
They called Native Indians Negro, like I said, in the 1800s, right? And that's your claim. You're saying that everybody was a dark-skinned person, but we just showed you another stele from an indigenous person that had all, not necessarily phenotypes, but just skin tones. Read that.
It says the object which appeared to astonish the Indians most was
They were astonished by this dark-skinned person. Go ahead.
Captain Clark's servant slave, York, a remarkable, stout, strong Negro. They had never seen a being of that color and therefore flocked around him to examine the extraordinary monster.
Native Indians saw this dark-skinned person with his slave master and said, we've never seen a dark-skinned person before.
And they gave him a nickname called Big Medicine, which means energy of God or healing of God.
Why did they say that?
so the Indians are light-skinned?
I'm saying they're all skin tones. They're not just dark skin tones, like you're trying to make it say. So you're saying that the people that are portrayed to be Indians today are Mongols? No, they're not. They've always been that skin tone. They've always been lighter than you,
Hey,
obviously.
why is Indian, right?
Excuse me? No, there's Fido Indians for sure. Those are white folks. There are Fido Indians, and that was due to what the dogs had. They were selling land, $5 a pound. White people got in line, and what's that?
Lost conviction.
Yeah, exactly. They got in line and they portrayed them to me and then get the money and they were overtime. That's obviously that happened. I'm not saying the people that are oppressed, the people that are drinking shampoo to get high and drunk, being a slave in their own land, like you're trying to say.
Right.
Because are you a slave in your own land right now?
No. How are you? I'm not picking time right now, then, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Why aren't you on a reservation? With your people?
Reservations. That's like a ghetto. It's simple as a ghetto.
Of course it is. But why aren't you there with your people? Are the Creeks still on the reservations in Oklahoma?
My auntie's not. No.
I'm saying overall, the tribe. The whole tribe. I'm not talking about your
Some
family.
are.
Okay then.
Yeah. I'm not.
So are they enslaved in their own land?
They are.
So are you?
Well, I am.
Great. That's the point here.
I am.
But here's the ultimate point. Saying that they're Mongols is very disrespectful. We know the phenotype doesn't dictate your nationality. You understand that?
The Europeans came over there, right? You know what I mean? Came here, right? And you know, like, it was a powwow that I went to Oklahoma, right? It was a powwow. I'm there, and I'm like, hey, man,
Yeah, these white folks here, yeah.
these motherfuckers, bro. My grandpa and grandma is full-blooded. This color,
But you're
full-blooded.
going off a skin tone, which is off.
Members of
You
the tribe.
can't do that. You
Members-
can't. You're being too carnal, brother.
I'm just
But you're singling it out to a skin color, which is the issue. That's the issue.
And grandma are full-blooded.
I'm not talking about your family, brother. I'm talking about the people you're saying that aren't native to this land. You're saying they're Mongols, but they're really indigenous. You're going off of skin tone. If it's all about skin tone, then he's not indigenous. He's not indigenous. This is a Seminole right here. Obviously, people say, oh, he's dark skinned, but guess what? African Americans aren't all Native Americans. That's impossible.
If the white man see him or me, we're black men.
Of course.
Right.
But that doesn't make. But you know the truth, though. But I'm telling you, the people that you're saying that are Mongols, they are indigenous as well. They were here before your people. Because like he just said before, when them slaves ran out the plantations, the Negro slaves, they went to Native tribes and mingled with the Native tribes.
You believe that, man? I mean, hey, man, I can't.
Sir. Okay,
I respect it, though. Hey, man, you believe that? Hey, I respect it, bro.
Give me
You believe that? I
what you
respect
got?
it. If you believe that, the word Seminole, it means wild ass, wild donkey, man. You know, runaway. You did?
Yeah, runaway, because they want to be slaves, yeah.
Right.
What you got? And give me that 1441 Portuguese
Is
sword.
that European Seminole? Is that white Seminole?
No, okay.
They're the ones that separate from everybody.
I'm saying, are the Seminoles?
I don't believe that.
Are the Seminoles European with behind blue eyes?
No, I don't believe
Why not, though?
they never got conquered. They never got conquered. If you're familiar with the Seminole Indians, they had like 2 or 3 wars with the cavalry and never lost. So they never got a chance to be infiltrated by the white man. That's why they don't have no white people in their congregation.
I went to a powwow, brother, up here. I went to a powwow in Texas, right? There was a white chief there.
Of course.
A
He's
white
an imposter.
Seminole.
He can say whatever he
How are
wants.
you a Seminole?
Bro, he
Chief,
paid money.
you got behind blue eyes, though.
What's that?
You got behind blue eyes. I'm up there.
I'm
dancing.
Are you familiar with Drake's son? Is Drake black?
I don't know who Drake is.
You know who Drake is.
The rapper Drake?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What does his son look like?
European.
But is he European? Literally.
Drake European and black. White and black.
His dad's black though.
Yeah.
You are who your father is.
Mulatto.
But is he black? Or would you consider him a white man? I'm asking.
Hey, listen, man. I don't know what he is, man. He is what he is, man.
Okay, so do you have to have 2 black parents to be black? Or just one?
According to who?
According to you. I'm inquiring. I just want to know.
Hell yeah.
So you have to have 2 black parents to be black.
Well,
Is Bob Marley black?
he is, but he's white black.
His dad's white though.
Yeah.
So is he a white man or a black man?
Mulatto.
No, he's not.
His kids.
Is he black to you?
Who, Drake or who?
Bob Marley's kids.
Yo, this is all Bob Marley kids. They're all melanated. Are they black?
They are now.
We would say he's white.
They are now.
Our stance is that you are who your father is. If your father's white, you're white. It's not about phenotype. It's not about color. So,
It ain't.
of course not. That's science. The egg is impregnated by the seed, right?
Man, teach his own, man.
Sir, we're talking about science.
Right.
You study, right? So when a woman is white, it doesn't matter what it looks like to yourself. It's right on.
And you're right.
Great. So Bob Marley is a white man. Give me what you
Like a lot of the history, especially with the Seminoles, has a direct connection to the Bible. I can show you literally the connections from the Seminole beliefs to the Bible, right? From the God, the name of the God that we called our God, the way that we describe the creation, it all connects to the Bible. Even to prime example, I had Michelle quoted Second Ezra for me, right? Talking about, because you don't believe that everybody was here on ships, right? You believe everybody was here already, right?
Yeah, we're already here, yeah.
So where did Seminoles? I'm not Seminoles. Actually, yeah. Where did some of the Seminole tribes and some of the Creek tribes learn how to worship pagan gods like sun worship? Where'd they learn that from? They learned that from Assyria. And when you look at the Assyrian tablets and all the Assyrian artifacts that we brought over here, you see Native American people with Assyrian tablets, Assyrian stars and stuff like that. I got it here. I can bring it on. Yeah, it's all on archeology, like the Chief Joseph stone, right? That Chief Joseph tablet was thousands of years old, and Chief Joseph said he got that passed down from his ancestors from Assyria. 10 tribes coming over from Assyria and coming over to the Americas. So how did he have like 2,000-year-old tablet in his possession, and it was from Assyria with the Assyrian archaeology on it?
There's so much shit out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to believe, bro. There's so much shit.
But that further. But that's the thing.
There's so many stories, though, bro. Like you know what I'm saying,
You gotta go with the facts.
what's the
though.
truth, though?
Everything has to correlate. Everything has to correlate, and everything has to be cohesive with each other. Like you can't, like that's the thing with those brothers. Like they can't make these things correlate. Just like how it said, we can look at the history and see how it correlates, right? Okay. Just like the Yuchi tribe, right? The Seminole Yuchi tribe. That means these children of the sun, right? Like I said, they were pagan sun worshipers. They learned how to worship from the sun from there because we originally didn't believe in that, right? The tribe that I come from, like I'm a Seminole too, right? We had different Seminole sectors, right? I don't know, like necessarily, like exactly what tribe I come from. I don't know. My family's from Oklahoma. My grandfather identified as Seminole. So the tribe that I came from, right? Or that I'm assuming, right? Because there's different branches of it. They didn't believe in sun worship. They believed in a creator called Yahweh, which was another way, a broken Hebrew way of saying Yahweh for them, right? And their description of Yahweh, they called him the breath maker. When you read the Bible, it says that God gave what? He gave Adam breath, right? The breath of life, right? Which was, when you read that in the Hebrew, it's talking about giving him wisdom. The creation story of the Seminoles that believed in Yahweh, in the breath maker, they said that they believed that the breath maker created all things and gave them wisdom on how to build civilizations. That's a complete corresponding story with Genesis. So it's like everything has to correlate, is what I'm saying, brother, right? But,
Yeah, connecting, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
What you got?
I got this is Chief Joseph. This is the guy that rock inscription was found on. Like his tribe was conquered by the American cavalry, and
What year?
I got the book of the house. It's like middle 1800s, maybe.
So when he got conquered, as a surrendering token, he gave this stone as a surrender token. I want to ask you, is these the people that you're calling Mongolian?
No. What year?
I want to know who the Mongols are. Because that's what people say who the Mongols are.
No, I'm saying right now.
Right out here.
Yeah, right there. Dark mode on now? Yeah, it's dark mode. But here's the moral of the story, brother. If you're singling out phenotype, skin tone, which is the issue. Because if we're going off this science, not necessarily just the Bible, because the Bible proves most of science as well, or factual science. There's definitely some people that we would call white that look black, you know what I mean?
What?
They have white fathers. We would classify them as white people, literally.
These are the Seminoles right here. Chiefs of the Seminoles.
We're talking about the Mongols, brother. Who are the Mongols?
It's like Asian people. They're like Asians. It's like Asian people. Chinese.
Asians.
Yeah.
Well, I already debunked that earlier.
Yeah.
Because there's people in West Africa that look just like them. They look just like the people in Alaska.
Could you prove that those men were the original chiefs?
American Indians.
Those were the original chiefs.
That's not scholarship, brother.
Yeah, that's what we
That's not
call
scholarship.
meme scholarship.
Yeah, that's just pictures, brother.
This right here, these are the originals, bro.
Sir, can you show me a scholarly article? Not a meme on Instagram.
It's at home. I got books at home and everything.
No, pull it up on Google. Just Google it.
Okay.
We just Googled an article from the Denver Library of the York expedition where they literally said a black man came up to him and they didn't know who he was.
And those were the plain Indians who, the Lakota, and all those, right? Those are the ones with the big feather, headdress, because only plain Indians had that.
Black Seminoles.
Google.
I mean, you Google Black Seminoles though. We're talking about. So,
These are,
is that Wikipedia or what is that?
it's Google.
Regardless, Black Seminoles, we know how they came about because hold on, because they were part of the five. Listen, because the Seminoles were part of the five so-called civilized tribes. This is a chart, and this is a label that the white man. This is what the white man labeled them as.
Right.
It's 3 out of the 5 labeled civilized tribes had slaves still.
Right.
2 of them didn't.
Right. You're right.
And those were the Seminoles.
Right.
They even gave them
right.
runaway slaves. They even gave them high positions in the tribes as chiefs.
Right.
War chiefs. Right. So the argument of saying that the original indigenous were actually black people, that's pseudo information.
Black's a misnomer
We're
though.
talking colloquial language,
Okay.
what we know as today.
Okay.
Right. So we're not talking infinite language. We're talking colloquial language, so, as the everyday man would know, right? So those people that ran away to those tribes, yes, because like I said, 2 out of the 5 actually freed them and even gave them high positions and even on the council.
You believe that, right?
It's the
That's
truth.
history. That's history, brother. Let them marry their daughters and all that.
And also, and all the Seminole that went to Oklahoma, they gave up fighting, bro.
Right.
They gave up the fighting because we gotta understand. We gotta have compassion, and we have to have rationale. You're a grandfather, and you're seeing all your children, your women in your family getting slaughtered.
Right.
What are you gonna do, man? Right? Put yourself in that position. Are you gonna take the trail of tears, or are you gonna stay back fighting like the Seminoles in Florida did?
Right.
That's why there are two different Seminoles. The ones that in Oklahoma, which is called Indian land.
Right.
Those were that's the land that the United States, the early United States, gave to the
They pushed them away.
indigenous. They're like, go to Oklahoma, we're giving you this land, but on the way there, that was the Trail of Tears. Right, and that's where the 5 civilized tribes came from. But there was half of the Seminoles. They were like, we're not going nowhere. You white man, we're gonna fight you. And they fought them to a snare 3 times.
And just to raise it back off this point, right? You said you were Restic, right? You know who one of the main chief Restics, what he looked like, right? I'm gonna show you. You know about Neamalpa?
I do too.
So Neamalpa, right? He actually was pretty much the one that popped it off with the Spanish what you call that? The Spanish Florida pretty much fight between the
right?
but
At Fort Bend?
if I remember correctly.
88?
Yeah, it was around that time. But he was the one that pretty much popped it off with the general, right? And it's just to prove his point that even if you didn't believe that Negroes were coming from West Africa, right? We still can't negate the fact that historically documented, we know that Native Americans were taking in Negro slaves. He had Chief Neamalpa, right? He wasn't a Negro. If you look at the depictions of him, he wasn't a Negro. He looked more like our brother right here, right? I mean, that's neither here nor there, but that.
You just Google something
Yeah,
else.
exactly.
You can't be a hypocrite, brother. Brother, you can't be a hypocrite. You just Google something. Did you Google the picture?
I did.
Okay then, so what's the difference with this?
It shows a real picture though.
How you know? How you know?
This
Sir, that's not scholarship, brother. You Google the picture, he Googled the picture. You're saying yours is right because you want to prove a point. His is a picture.
No, that's a painting.
What's better, a picture or a painting?
Bro.
What's wrong with you?
Hey, brother, photography wasn't even around then. Like you acting like cameras was around. That's how people had to sit and draw people, brother.
You right, brother. I'm right.
But a painting is somebody looking at somebody and painting them over the course of hours. A picture is like, okay, I'm gonna digitize it in this new electronic world, and it's look whatever I want to. You Google God's gonna be a white man. Of course, God's not white.
The point is, brother, that the reason we have what we consider as dark and light Native Americans is the same reason why they have dark and light Mexicans in Mexico, or our whole town in Mexico. Exactly, because we were intermingling. I'm not saying saying that we're all like slaves. I'm saying that we intermingled with each other, right? And when Chief Malta, the reason why the general came over to Florida to talk to Chief Malta and it started in a shootout is exactly what you said, right? They called us wild men because they couldn't control us. He wasn't trying to give away the black people that he freed. The general came over there and was like, hey, you need to stop taking our slaves. And it turned into a shootout because, one, we knew that we were the same people. We weren't going off of skin tone or, hey, you look like this, you look like that. We knew we were the same people.
Right.
Point being, we got the same oppressor.
Right.
So, you don't...
The pale face.
Exactly.
Right.
Another thing, you didn't, like, even if we're going to say, like, those are, like, Asian people and stuff like that, you didn't see white people even going after them.
Right.
You didn't see white people going after them. They were going after specific groups of people. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, we're the same people. And that's just the whole point we're trying to make.
That part.
And also, and in the ancient world, this wasn't really even a thing.
Right.
It was a lineage thing.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to tell you, that you are what your father is. That's what your lineage is. In the ancient world, that was really nothing, man. It was who you descend from, who was your fathers. Why do you think in the ancient world, our father's this, our father's father this, our forefathers, Not to take away from our mothers.
Right.
It's always, why do you always
It's the father.
our fathers?
Right.
Exactly. You are your father. That's the point.
Right.
So, like I said before,
So, are you guys Hebrews?
we're Israelites. Hebrew Israelites, yeah, of course.
Right.
You're a Hebrew.
Right.
So you already said, you said Jehovah and Yahweh. That name comes from the Bible.
Right. And the Indians are Hebrews.
Of course.
Right.
You're an Israelite. That's the point.
Right.
But you're trying to make it seem like the people that aren't dark skinned like you aren't Israelites. That's what we're trying to say. You didn't pull up the Alaskan tribes.
Are the Europeans Israelites?
They're Hebrew Edomites. They're Hebrew Edomites. Those are not Israelites.
Are they
Of
your
course,
brother?
absolutely not.
That's right.
They're pale face, like you said. They're the enemy. They are the enemy of the indigenous people
I
on
like
this
that,
planet.
brother. Bro, I like you, brother.
I love you, brother. I love you.
Right.
I love you.
Right.
You know what I
Real
mean?
talk, man. For real. Everyday school, though, right?
Absolutely.
Everyday education, man.
I'm gonna say you gotta upgrade your doctrine, brother. You can't run around and saying that. That's all we're saying.
But see, at the powwows that I've been through, I'm like, man, hey, man.
But that's what's happening in today's
I've
time.
been every powwow, I've been up to Texas, Oklahoma. I'm like, hey, man, it's a white chief, bro.
What can you do?
The fuck, hey, man.
What are you gonna do?
You got blind blue eyes, man. You hey.
But I'm saying though, you can't really go off as a phenotype.
I'm just saying though, like.
And that's why I told you with Drake's son got blonde hair and lighter eyes, but his dad's black and his grandfather's black.
Right,
It's
right.
not necessarily about that. So they could be indigenous down the line,
Man,
but
so-
people have a problem with that because they don't look like you. Our brother's black than almost everybody out here.
Mine
He's my
is too.
blood brother.
Mine is too.
But it's about, is he still your brother though?
He's Puerto Rican.
He's Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans are our brother.
Yeah.
Right. Probably
And they have blue
Give me
eyes.
Puerto Rican and black.
Hosea 9.
Yeah.
No, give me second Ezra's actually. Why don't you believe in slave ships though, brother? Like, where'd that come from?
It's studying, man.
No. I want to know where it came from.
Reading books.
Who said we weren't on slave ships though?
A lot of people.
Everybody was.
Was that?
What you say?
Everybody
Give me
that
that.
wasn't
They literally found a sunk slave ship off the coast of Guatemala lately, recently, man. Like right off the coast of Mexico and Yucatan. So there is evidence of slave ships, man.
Did the natives go on slave ships?
I'm not sure.
Of course they did. They got sent to Spain. They got sent to
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
They got sent to the Philippines.
Jamaica. All over.
Of course.
All over, yeah.
So why they get on slave ships, but what happens they go on slave ships?
What evidence that? What evidence?
Sir,
What's the evidence, though?
we just read that in the York expedition, they never seen a dark-skinned person before. Where the dark-skinned person come from, if the Native Americans of this particular land, if you're going with the narrative, that story, of that historical reference, where did the dark-skinned person come from if they never seen him and they're indigenous to this land?
Well, you know, books is reading and
We're not
everything.
talking about books, we're talking about an
I don't
article.
know.
We're talking about an
I
article.
don't believe that, though.
Okay, you don't believe it. Not a problem. Not a problem.
I don't believe it.
So you guys were only shipped out, not what's happening in the streets.
We're shipped all over. South America, Haiti, Brazil, all over the whole
Give me
Canada,
that
all over.
1441 information. That's what I want. The Portuguese.
So you believe we came from Africa, we were...
I don't believe the indigenous land came from Africa in reference to slavery. To this way, no, I don't believe that.
What do you believe then?
I believe the West Africans came on slave ships to this continent.
How many of them?
Millions.
Millions?
Of course.
How many? How many millions?
Bro, hundreds of millions.
How?
What do you mean how?
They died on the ship, brother.
Most of them did die. Yeah, how many people died on the way over the course of 340 years?
And you know what's proof of that?
Man,
And you know what's proof of that?
man, listen,
Because
man.
most of these insurance companies are pretty much seeded from all that, because guess what?
What?
Later on, they were starting to insure their cargo, which is human people.
Right.
Until they, a lot of those insurance companies descend from those same
What you read
insurance
from, though?
companies. A lot of these insurance
Where
companies.
you from, though? Where I come from? What happened? Where come from? That's not right there.
I'll bring that up right now.
What books do I got in my bag? I don't think I got the right books. But I'm gonna bring another book.
I love reading books,
You-
man.
you-
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
read books a lot. I like to
I don't
read.
got the book. I don't got
I want to read some shit, you know what I mean? Let me know.
Yeah. But I don't have the book on me. But you know who Farrakhan is, obviously, right?
Yeah.
He did some research on the Jewish people, the people in Israel today, that are fake, false claiming our particular heritage, your heritage actually.
Right.
If you're a Jew, you might be North Kingdom, not a problem. But here's the point: the Farrakhan research team, there's so much research on Jewish people proving that they had sponsorship in the slave trade. The Jewish people didn't come to the
I read about that too.
but who they take? They take these people from America or West Africa?
Remember.
They took people from West Africa, brother.
Remember though.
The good ship,
I read
Jesus
this
and the Mayflower, all that stuff is from West Africa to here.
Yeah.
That's not talking about the indigenous people coming from the Jewish people didn't come to the Americans and ship out Native Americans. That didn't happen. They shipped West Africans over here.
Right about that. Right.
So that proves the slave trade, right or wrong?
You're right. You're right.
So that one point.
I forgot. Yep.
Okay, great. All praise to the Most High. So
It's been
there
a
was
while,
slave-
though. Yeah.
What's that?
Brother, it's been a while. Yeah.
All praise to the Spirit. It just clicked. My bro, I gotta get through this, brother.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you familiar with that?
Yeah.
It's a book called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews.
Right.
Where Farrakhan had his research
Is it
team.
G.M. James or Dr. Ben? The author
I mean,
of that
Dr. Ben is before that, honestly.
book? What's Amos Wilson?
What's that?
Is it Amos Wilson? Amos Wilson?
You talking about the book?
Yeah, that book right there, about the Jews and the blacks.
No, that's from Farrakhan's team, Islam, the Nation of Islam.
What's the book called?
The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Volume
Okay,
2.
okay,
It's like a
okay.
blue book.
Okay.
They jacked up the prices, but you can probably find it for me $30 on eBay maybe. But that's the point. I got that book in the house. I started reading it, even though I already knew about it.
Right.
I was like, I see there's some factual, because it has, this is the great part about the book. They literally have Jewish sources in it that proves that Jewish people wrote about it. And I got all those books. So I went in the book, in the book, I'm like, I gotta get these books.
Right.
So I'm going in that book and getting the books that the Jewish man wrote to prove that we're the ones. That's what I'm saying. The slave ship, the trade didn't happen. And all that ties into the Bible, because it talks about that in the Bible, brother. And that's what we believe in the Bible. We're the people of the Bible. We got away from the Bible. That's why we went into slavery. That's the main narrative of the Bible. The Israelites disobeyed God, went to idolatry, like the brother brought up earlier, and now we got enslaved by these damn crackers.
I said we street teaching and doing music to educate. All praise, I had this gift in second grade where I stay. They upgraded the murder from catching fades. Let's just say you niggas is weaker in 7 days. Cause how a nation come kidnap you and make you slaves. Then separate the children and parents, changing names. No Damon Wayne's for generations was major pain. And we kill each other, but when it's done, we don't say a thing. You niggas tripping. Well, in other words, y'all niggas Christian. Worship white Jesus when scriptures give his description. And shout out to my kindred that's really living what's written. Keeping laws that was given instead of willfully sinning. I love saying Christ coming back, cause it's with vengeance. All we gotta do is endure like it's an entrance. Rehearse the righteous acts, who spiritually it's a scrimmage. And that real game start when the missiles pass the defenses. Let's get it, I'm chilling. It's scary but it's thrilling. Never trust the opposition, they come near me then I'm peeling. Like aren't you glad we no longer killing and drug dealing? But instead we out here healing, no more filling up them prisons. We almost at the ending, and now I don't care who like me. It's sore strokes for them folks, cause they scared to fight me. And you in sin, cause you clutching on that hand tightly. Calling on the Lord, you get ignored like scam likely. Step to the set, you getting checked like a pair of Nikes. SICARII heavy, in these streets you better tread lightly. And real Jews don't follow behind clone. We just waking up the dead in a valley of dry bones. All praise.